Hey, welcome back to MCP Series. In the last 3 episodes we've learned what MCP is, how it's architected and why it's better than alternatives like REST APIs and function calling. But here's what we haven't covered yet. What can you actually build with MCP? Today we're talking about the 3 MCP primitives: tools, resources and prompts. These are your building blocks for everything you'll create with MCP. Let's go. MCP gives you exactly 3 ways to expose functionality. First, we have tools. These let the AI do things, actions. Second, you have resources. These let AIs read things, data. And third, you have prompts. These are reusable templates, shortcuts for common workflows. That's it, 3 primitives. But with these 3, you can build anything. Let's look at each one. Starting with tools. Tools are for actions, things that change state or have side effects. Think about operations like send an email, create a calendar event, write to a file, call an API, or execute a command. Then Cloud needs to do something to take an action in the word. It calls a tool. The key word here is action. Tools change things. They have side effects. Resources are different. Resources are for reading data. Think about operations like read a file, fetch documentation, query a database, get the contents of a URL, or list a directory. Resources are read-only. They give AI access to information without changing anything. The key word here is data. Resources provide information. We're all about giving the AI access to what it needs to know. And finally, prompts. These are reusable templates or workflows. Think of them as shortcuts for common tasks. Analyze this code for bugs, write unit tests, summarize this document, review for security issues, or generate API documentation. The AI can suggest these to users, or users can trigger them directly. They are basically pre-written instructions that work across any MCP client. The key word here is template. Prompts are repeatable workflows. Alright, let's bring it all together with a quick comparison. Tools equals actions, resources equals data, prompts equals templates. Now let's see this in practice with a real example. Imagine you are building a file system MCP server. How would you use all 3 primitives? You'd use a tool for write a file. That's an action. It says something to disk. It changes a file system state. You'd use resource for reading a file. That's a data. You are just accessing information. Nothing changes. And you'd use a prompt for something like review this code for security issues. That's a template workflow, a reusable instruction that works with any file. See how we work together? Actions, data, and templates. These 3 primitives, tools, resources, and prompts are foundation of everything in MCP. In the next episode, we are diving into transport layer. How does MCP actually send messages between clients and servers? STDIO versus SSE. We'll cover it all. See you there.